and welcome to Armbar Audio. I'm your host, Tim Farley, and next to me is my trusted companion,
John Kearns. What's up, everybody?
What happened?
I don't...
We are going to start today talk about some hot topics in the wrestling world, most of them coming from the WWE camp. Then we will go into the NXT review of this week. Then we will talk about and speculate and maybe even give our predictions for next week's Wednesday Night War.
Mm-hmm.
Big news this week. John Hennigan, a.k.a. Johnny Nitro, John Morrison, Johnny Mundo, Johnny Impact, Johnny wherever he may land, has signed a deal with WWE according to PW Insider.
Yes, to make his big return to his John Morrison namesake.
Possibly.
Who knows?
But they didn't do that with Drew, so probably.
No.
John, I find this interesting as I think in like a couple of Being the Elites recently, he and Taya were in them. They were in the one scene where Luchasaurus was with Jungle Boy walking down the street, and
yeah. And we were speculating that maybe he would have a new name, Johnny Elite.
Johnny Elite.
But no.
I think,
But no.
Paul must have been like before they grab up him. When you heard this news, what came to your mind?
I want Miz and Morrison back. Was the first thing I thought of.
Why?
Because I loved the Miz and Morrison team, and it would remind me of the WWE that I loved as an adolescent.
When I heard of it, I thought immediately, I need to see John wrestle Jay.
Yes.
I think that would be amazing, as they're both very athletic and
Balor as well.
Seasoned veterans in thy ring. Okay, going to the next topic. The WWE has new commentary teams.
Yes.
Isn't that wonderful?
Moving forward, we are going to have SmackDown on Fox, so I guess they're going to finally actually treat them as different brands.
I think SmackDown is now the A show.
That's what I'm thinking as well, because the fact that they moved a long-standing commentator to SmackDown was very interesting to me.
Yeah. Monday Night Raw is going to have Vic Joseph. If you don't know who that is,
cool.
He's on 205 Live, NXT UK.
He's very good at his job.
Yes.
So I'm excited for him to get this opportunity.
Madden, who has been a recent addition to 205 Live, and Jerry Lawler. It is expected that Lawler will likely only be used for a short period of time on Raw. Pro Wrestling Sheet says, we're told other people are being looked at for the spot on a full-time basis. This could explain why Mickie James was featured on commentary this week during main event, but we've been unable to verify this. There will be no changes to NXT. Friday night
we're
SmackDown.
keeping Mauro, Nigel, and Beth Phoenix.
Right. Friday night SmackDown will be Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and Renee Young. But Renee Young is not expected to stay for long because she will now be hosting WWE Backstage Tuesday nights on Fox Sports 1.
I thought it was Thursday nights.
It says Tuesday here.
Oh, my.
Now, this new show.
The one I saw said Thursday.
Maybe you're getting your T's mixed up.
Maybe somebody's lying to us. One of these
WWE announced Thursday that the WWE Backstage show, hosted by Renee Young and WWE Hall of Famer Booker T, will debut November 5th on Fox Sports 1. The show, which will air every Tuesday night at 11 p.m. Eastern, will break down the latest WWE news and feature a rotating panel of guests, including current and former WWE superstars.
Might be a good thing to check out if you don't have time to catch all the WWE programming.
Young said the following regarding her new role. WWE Backstage is a wrestling show for wrestling fans, from hardcore fans to people new to wrestling. We'll give them a little bit of everything. It's going to be fun. It's going to be loud. We're going to give them a ton of opinions, and I can't wait to help spread the word about SmackDown coming to Fox. I think this is great, as host Renee Young is best Renee Young.
Yes.
I loved Talking Smack. I loved her show on the network. I forget what it's called. That's how much
it was called Unfiltered.
Yeah, I was going to say Undeclared, but that's a show. An old show. Anyway. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Me too. I'm
looking forward to SmackDown on Fox as well.
Speaking of SmackDown on Fox, we're going to tell you right now what's coming up this week for WWE. Because it is a
premiere week.
Their premiere week.
On Monday, we're getting the season premiere of a show that's never not on.
I don't think they've ever had a season premiere in.
They did it last year.
Oh.
I think it might have something to do with when the fiscal year switches over.
Okay. On Monday, the season premiere of Monday Night Raw airs at 8 o'clock Eastern. On USA Network, the Universal Champion Seth Rollins will defend his title against Rey Mysterio, and Seth Rollins is very excited about that. The Miz hosts WWE Hall of Famers Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair on a special edition of Miz TV. Brock Lesnar makes a special appearance. AJ Styles defends the United States title against Alexander.
Hold on. Are you telling me that Brock Lesnar is going to be on WWE shows twice in 1 week?
I am. And Alexa Bliss takes on Sasha Banks. Sounds like a good show. Should be a good show. I'm going over NXT
a good show
later when we talk about NXT versus AEW. So don't get it twisted, fans. Friday, October 4th, the finals. It has finally happened. SmackDown on Fox.
The return of Friday Night SmackDown.
SmackDown's 20th anniversary will kick off the new era of Friday Night SmackDown's highly anticipated move to Fox Broadcast Network. Blah, blah, blah.
I will say that's not a lie either. It has been somewhat highly anticipated.
Yes.
By most people.
WWE Champion Kofi Kingston puts his title on the line against Brock Lesnar. The Four Horsewomen also square off as WWE Raw Champion Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair team up to go against the SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley and Sasha Banks in tag team competition. Later, Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon look to finally settle their ongoing dispute in a high-stakes ladder match with the loser forced to leave WWE. We are also getting a special Firefly Funhouse episode. So that all sounds very good.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been watching WWE for the past few weeks, like consistently, and I've liked what they've been doing.
Yeah, it's been on the up and up. There are still flaws, but I feel like there's always gonna be. The 24/7 title, for example, is losing its luster for me. It's losing the novelty. But I think that might just be R-Truth himself. Novelty running out for me.
Yeah, they need to find ways not ruining matches and such.
Yeah.
So, This week's NXT, first hour on USA Network, second hour on
Are we talking the one that
WWE.
just happened?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was going to mention that from now on it is both hours on USA.
Yes, they had
because Suits is over.
Suits is over. The first match of the night was Keith Lee versus Dominik Dijakovic. And this match was fantastic.
Yeah.
These two big guys put it all on the line. I mean, it was insane. There was corkscrew planches. There was big slams. There was, at one point, Dijakovic did a Canadian destroyer off the top rope. And John was in disbelief that it wasn't the end of the match.
Yeah.
Which led to the end of the match because Dijakovic went for a moonsault that was like in response to Keith Lee's moonsault.
Yeah, he hit the moonsault, but Keith Lee set up with him.
Yeah. And then hit the it used to be called Ground Zero, but now it's called Big Bang Catastrophe.
Yeah, Ground Zero is a better name, but
yeah. I don't know why they're giving BBC to the black man.
Hey-oh.
Ho!
British Broadcasting Channel.
Uh-huh.
Great British Breaking Show. Watch it. It's actually quite good.
We then seen returning Dakota Kai versus Tainara Conchi.
I was impressed.
I loved seeing Dakota Kai again. Huge Dakota Kai fan.
I wasn't at first.
She beat Tainara with a Benadryller, if you're an old school Ricochet fan, which is a fireman's carry, but instead of hitting them with a knee like a GTS, you hit them with a kick. Tainara had some good offense in there. At one point, she booted Dakota Kai's face while she was on the top rope, and my God, did it look brutal.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good showing there. We watched next Matt Riddle against Killian Dane in a street fight to become #1 contender for the NXT Championship. Holy shit.
This was the most actually like wrestling match-ish street fight I've ever seen.
Riddle defied the odds and tapped him out, tapped Killian Dane out with a arm submission, a Fujiwara armbar. But Killian Dane did a crossbody to Riddle through
drywall panels.
Yeah, and then there was kendo sticks and steel chairs. Killian Dane did the Vader bombs.
The knee to the chair into Killian Dane's face was particularly brutal.
It was nasty. It was a great match.
But a lot of the early match was fought in the ring with no weapons.
Yes.
It was very interesting to me.
And then as soon as Riddle won, Cole came down, and he started beating on Cole, and then the rest of the Undisputed Era came down. He started tapping him out. So
yeah, Cole tapped out immediately when he hit that armbar on him.
Someone must have told someone in the back must have told Riddle that the bro mission is too complicated and that he needed a different submission.
Because he's been hitting that Fujiwara armbar for the past couple weeks.
Right. But I'm pretty excited for it. It's going to be good. Next we had Rhea Ripley versus Kaden Carter.
Formerly Lacey Lane.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently, according to what I've seen, it was her decision to change her name.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Lacey Evans. Why would you want...
Yeah.
You know...
And Kaden Carter's a cool...
Right. She got in like a Hurricane Rana or something. Carter, I mean, but Rhea Ripley.
Rhea's just too powerful.
Yeah, Rhea put her
You
to
can't
bed
put down Rhea
with the Riptide pump handle powerbomb. This was a nice little
Such a
match.
cool move. I love that move.
Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch versus the new team we've been seeing from Montreal.
This is pretty good.
Or somewhere in Quebec.
Everrise. Quebec.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Quebec.
I didn't watch this match.
No, it was really good. Everrise is a pretty good team. Pretty solid team. But in the end, the pure hate-filled rage that embodies Danny Burch and Oni Lorcan was able to get the upper hand.
It's because they can't grow hair.
Yeah, that's why. Oni did his uppercuts in the corner where they had both members of Everrise in opposite corners, and he was just going back and forth.
Nice.
And it was a really sick spot. And Danny Burch hit almost like a codebreaker-ish move for the win.
Huh. We got to see Deonna Purrazzo and Chelsea Green in the back.
Happy to see Chelsea Green.
Are at ringside, and they are. Looks like they're forming like a tag team bond here. Happy to see both. Cameron Grimes defeated Raul Mendoza.
That was a good match.
And it was a damn good match. It wasn't as good as Riddle and Dane and Lee and Dijakovic, but it was awesome. Raul Mendoza.
And right from the jump, Cameron Grimes tried to hit that big stomp like he beat that other dude with.
Yeah, but Raul Mendoza really impresses me every time he wrestles.
There was some very good lucha dodging in this match from both Cameron Grimes and Raul Mendoza.
Yes, but it did end with Grimes hitting the double stomp. And if people are saying, oh, that's a Kofi Kingston move, whenever Kofi started using it, he even said on Twitter, thank you, Trevor Lee, who is Cameron Grimes.
Yeah.
Nice little
tidbit. A lot of people do the double stomp. There's no unique moves in wrestling anymore.
Kushida had to find two partners to wrestle Imperium of Marcel Barthel.
Imperium Sans Volta.
Yeah, Alexander Wolf and Fabian Eichner. And his two partners ended up being
Breezango.
And if there's any counter to the ring is sacred, we're very serious about wrestling.
That's what I was saying. I was like, he picked the perfect partners. He picked who would piss them off the most.
Exactly. So, yeah. After Tyler Breeze was isolated for a bit, Fandango took the hot tag and went nuts, hitting a variety before taking out all of Imperium with a tope con hilo. A handspring double heel kick by Kushida bounced Fabian Eichner and Alexander Wolf from the ring apron, leaving Kushida alone in the ring with Marcel Barthel, who he quickly folded in half for a sudden pinfall. Kushida immediately ran out of the ring to avoid the rest of Imperium attacking him, but as he was celebrating, Walter blindsided him with a huge kick to the face and stood over him in silence as the show went off the air. There was good action in this, but it was tough to truly get invested because action did not pick up until the final 2 minutes.
Yeah.
To see more out of this feud with Kushida and Imperium, and I would love to see Kushida wrestle Walter. I truly do.
Yes. I'm in agreement, Timothy.
All right. Well, now we get to the part where we talk about next week. Next week is stacked for Wednesday. AEW premieres. NXT gets their full 2 hours on USA. And they're going head to head.
And NXT is, I'd say, they're booking dirty.
NXT has 3 championship matches. Shayna Baszler versus Candice LeRae for the women's title. Who do you think's going to win that one?
Shayna.
I'm going Candice.
Unless they're ready for Shayna to go to Raw or SmackDown, Shayna.
It's the first 2 hours show, and they're going against the thing. Against AEW.
I mean, that's true, but well, and we know that Candice is not scared of Shayna.
Plus, if they take up Shayna, it would be nice to have Candice and Io wrestle for that title.
Yeah.
I'm going Candice. They booked the tag team title rematch. O'Reilly and Fish against the Street Profits. I see the Undisputed Era retaining.
Yeah, me too.
And then they have the world title match, which will be Adam Cole versus Matt Riddle, which will end in some fuckery. And Cole will win.
Yeah. If there is fuckery, Cole will win. If not, I see Riddle take it.
Yeah. There's going to be some fuckery involved. And that's that match. I mean, that set of matches is going up against AEW's premiere. John, what does AEW have for us on Wednesday?
On the docket for AEW, we have the first match that was announced was, of course, possibly the biggest match, what will most likely be the main event. The Elite, composed of Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, are going to go against Chris Jericho and two partners of his choosing.
It was mystery partners, but now I guess the mystery's over. Huh.
Is it?
I don't know. Is that what that says? Does it say two partners of his choosing?
Oh, no, it says two mystery partners. I figured those terms are interchangeable.
Now, who do you expect to be the mystery partners?
I don't know. I was thinking, well, at first I thought Jericho's ego was so big, his partners are going to be a bottle of champagne and the AEW title. I don't know.
When I first heard of it, I thought it was going to be Pac, a returning Pac, and Skrull. But Skrull's not done with ROH, and Pac
Pac is otherwise
at Double or Nothing.
Pac is otherwise
yeah, he's in another match.
What am I trying to think of?
He's busy.
What word am I trying to think of? No, okay, but I'm trying to think of a specific word. I can't think of it.
I think his tag team partners are going to be PNP, Pride and Powerful, aka LAX, aka EYFBO, aka The Lost Interview.
Yes, because they well.
I'm just telling you guys, we interviewed them.
Yeah.
Because computers suck.
Yes. The most recently signed tag team, Santana and Ortiz.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Who are not going by LAX. I don't think they can anymore.
No, they're going by PNP. Pride and Powerful.
Is that just what it is?
Proud and Powerful or something.
Yeah, that would be interesting. People that would make sense. That would make sense, but
do you know why it would make sense? Because on the Chris Jericho cruise, no one who wasn't there was able to see LAX versus Young Bucks.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to see that match.
Yeah.
And
they attacked the Bucks Double Nothing.
And they're not in the tournament.
All Out. But I was also thinking
they're not in the tournament.
Yeah. So that's most likely who it's going to be. But another one that would make sense because of the Young Bucks would be Lucha Brothers.
Yeah.
But as the Lucha Brothers is sort of a face-ish team as far as the crowd is concerned, I don't see them tagging with heel Chris Jericho.
Right. I think that Kenny Omega is going to cost. I think Kenny Omega is going to pin Jericho.
Yeah, and it is confirmed that Jon Moxley will be appearing at this event. I am expecting him to attack Omega after the tag match,
unless they continue with Omega's losing streak, then Omega's going to cost them the match.
But I definitely think that if Moxley is showing up at all, it's going to be either during or after this match.
The other matches are Sammy Guevara versus Cody, which should be interesting.
What Sammy Guevara is calling the biggest match of not only his career but his life.
Yeah, I think he'll lose.
Yeah.
MJF versus Brandon Cutler.
Yes.
This has been built off of being the elite and all their YouTube stuff.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to see MJF or Brandon Cutler in singles competition yet, so it makes sense to put them together.
Yeah. I'm picking MJF.
I'm also picking MJF. We said that Pac was otherwise occupied. That's the word I was trying to think about. We are getting the match that never was. Pac versus Adam Hangman Page, which we of course did get at that
Don't worry.
I hate it when I can't think of company names because it's one of the big ones. But we did get that in the UK, but we're finally getting it in an AEW ring.
It's hard to say who will win. Pac just beat Omega and left Dragon Gate for AEW. Page just got a nice big rub by being in the first ever title match.
Even with a loss,
So, oh man. I think it might go to a time limit draw.
Yeah. I think that would be the way to keep both looking strong. And wins and losses matter in AEW. The final contest that is officially announced is the crowning of the first ever AEW Women's Champion, which of course pits the native beast Nyla Rose against Rio.
Now, on paper, this looks like Rio has no chance in hell. But Rio has been overcoming obstacles her entire career. I'm picking Rio. But I have a feeling that the AEW brass, will make a statement and put the women's title on the first ever big name transgender wrestler.
Openly transgender wrestler.
Yeah. After Nyla Rose won to get
if they
into
do that,
match,
I'm not going to look at Twitter anymore.
Right.
Because the shit that I see people say about Nyla sickens me deeply.
Yeah. Yep. Especially whenever you're talking about
but that's
not even a real contest.
Yeah.
It's predetermined. It's made up. Why are you? I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. Believe it or not, they know who was going to be the first women's champion months ago.
Right. Oh, man. Anyway,
that's a tangent that I'd rather not go down.
Me either.
Because this shit really does bother me. And I don't want to get all pissy on the show.
One last question. Which show are you looking forward to the most?
Well, I'm going to say AEW because it's the first show.
Yeah.
But we're getting a takeover level card from NXT. And NXT is consistently my favorite WWE product. And I've already been here for a long time waving the NXT and AEW flag simultaneously.
Right. We will watch both and report back next week.
Yes. I will probably have to watch both on DVR because I work nights.
As do I. Thank you. Wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, noon, or night, you have a great one. Peace, love to all of you. Bang! Bang. once it's all loaded up, I'll send it to all the places on Facebook. I'll make new social media posts. I gotta take a shit.
Alrighty.